Giant Voice, the official podcast of the United States Navy's largest overseas installation, Commander Fleet Activities, Yokosuka. All the information you need to succeed as a forward deployed sailor in Japan. Each week, we tackle one topic and speak to experts who can answer some of your most frequently asked questions. This is the Giant Voice Podcast.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Giant Voice Podcast. This one's going to be interesting. I have in front of me two members of, is it Yokosuka's roller derby team? Sure. So we have Yokosuka's roller derby team. Two members of that, they're called the Sushi Rollers. So we have Tony, who goes by the name Whacky Vengeance, and we have Brittany, who goes by the awesome name Petty Rican Princess. Ladies, thank you very much for being here. And yeah, welcome to our podcast studio.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. How's it going today? Pretty good?
Pretty good.
Very good.
Windy, but good.
It is a little windy today. I feel like Yokosuka is always really windy just because like we stick out, the peninsula sticks out on the water and the wind kind of just like rips across. But yeah, right on. Okay, so I wrote you an email, which you never saw because
read.
It was over the weekend. But I know nothing about roller derby. My visions of roller derby are like some music
punching
video I saw when I was a kid that's like ladies that were scantily clad on roller skates beating the whatever out of each other. So that's kind of the vision I have, and there's maybe some disco playing, and I don't know, maybe there's a little Mad Max thing happening, and I'm not entirely sure. So tell me what roller derby is.
So Derby 101, Roller Derby 101. It is going to have two teams.
Yep.
And then you have one person with a star on their helmet, and that is the jammer. So you have 4 sets of blockers from each team, and then the jammers, and they're trying to break through the pack. So I get the concept of the Mad Max, not necessarily, but we are trying to stop the jammer.
Got it.
Yeah, and that's easy peasy. You're just skating in circles, trying to gain points by breaking through the pack.
Okay, so like each time you lap someone and break through that pack, you get a point.
Yes, you get a point for your opposing team.
Got it. Okay, cool. And it's full contact?
Full contact, yeah.
So like you can...
So there's no elbows.
No elbows.
No elbows, but you're throwing hips, you're throwing shoulders, and...
So you can full on check someone.
we're rugby
That's
players on skates.
Wow. So like what's the top speed a human achieves on kind of skates there? Like how fast are you guys going when you're...
So right now we tend to keep our scrimmages pretty simple, and we try to slow it down.
Okay.
But usually we would probably be going about like 12 to 15 miles per hour hitting.
Yeah, I mean that's like getting in a car accident at that point.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Do you know anything about like the history of it, like where it started, or
where the sushi started,
or where roller derby comes from?
Roller derby is like the full contact sport, but that started way back in the 50s.
Really?
Yeah, and then it came back and it built up, whatever you call it. It built up its interest again in 2006, and that's when I started.
Gotcha. So there's kind of a resurgence in people being interested in it. I know like a lot of these sort of like subcultures that I'm interested in, like people into metal and punk and tattooing, and a lot of those same people are also into roller derby. So I don't know, tangentially, like I said, I kind of know what it is, but I don't really know too much about it. So that's cool. It sounds interesting. I like anything where there's people hurting each other.
That's literally
with consent.
That's our favorite thing to say. It's like you get to hit your friends for fun.
Yeah, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So the Sushi Rollers itself, like how did that start?
So the Sushi Rollers are Japan's first women's flat track derby. But we've since grown, and now we do co-ed, so we welcome everyone and anyone to the teams. And it's, so in 2010 is when they had started.
Awesome. And that was just spouses or
Yeah.
civilians who had started that here?
Yeah, it was spouses, active duty, and civilians.
That's very cool. Like, it's something I know the captain right now of the base tries to get across of, like, you know, when you're here, you want to make this place the best you can. Maybe not necessarily for you, but down the line, you don't know who you're going to help, right?
Correct.
Who shows up and here's this Sushi Rollers already running, and you did roller derby in the States, and now you can jump right into it. And so those little things are really important, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you guys, like, do you call it a game, a match?
It's a scrimmage.
A scrimmage.
Right now.
Scrimmage, yeah.
Okay.
An official game would be called a bout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since we're doing the lesser, like 10%, we call them scrimmages.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we're more of a rec league than a
Yeah, just
like,
having fun.
professional players.
Gotcha.
Exactly. It's a place that people can come and feel welcomed, and you don't have to have that pressure. Like, oh, I need to be good.
Could people come and just hang out? and
Yes,
chill?
100%.
For sure.
We have quite a few people that do
They
that.
just come and chill.
Yeah.
We try to convince them to like ref for us. We call it NSO, a non-skating official. There's a lot of different positions in regard to that to help us run the scrimmage, to keep track of points, to keep track of the penalty boxes and stuff like that, to be watching the players to make sure that we're hitting people safely and in the correct way.
Yes.
So we might try to put you to work if you come just to hang out.
Super,
Why not?
like a super fun fact with that is you do get volunteer hours.
Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah. If you're trying to go, any active duty is trying to go for that little volunteer ribbon there.
Yes.
It's a really fun place to volunteer.
I'm sure it sounds like it, man. Cool. So when you guys do official scrimmages, is it just with each other, or are there other roller derby teams around here that you play?
There's a few other roller derby teams. So you have Yokota, you have Zama, and then Okinawa and Misawa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Is
In
it-
Tokyo sometimes.
Yes, and
Yeah,
Tokyo, because
sometimes-
you have the neon roller, the Japanese nationals. You
That's
have
what I was going to
the
say.
Neon
Is there
Roller
a Japanese?
Masters. Yeah.
Cool.
And the Samurai Warriors.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So have you guys ever played against them?
Oh yeah, all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Once a month, we have scrimmages. Yeah.
Oh, man. I want to come watch that. That sounds awesome.
Please.
There's
sounds
one.
great.
There's one at Itsugi this Sunday, which will be obviously passed by the time this airs.
This airs, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want to come, there is
I
one
would
in
love to.
Itsugi.
Yeah.
I'll give you the
Sounds
info.
fun.
Once
Yeah.
a month. I mean, all you have to do is follow the Yokosuka Sushi Rollers public Facebook page.
Yep.
And you'll see, because we're always posting like scrimmage or practice or come see us, you know.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's just Sushi Rollers on Facebook.
Yokosuka Sushi Rollers or
Yokosuka
Yokosuka
Sushi
Sushi Rollers.
People who are listening can go check that out and see when you guys are having scrimmages and go see it. It sounds like it'd be a fun thing to kill a few hours watching it.
For sure.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stateside, like, how big is it now stateside? Like,
Stateside,
yeah.
you're finding like teams per city in a state. Like it's huge.
and a lot of people coming to watch it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so fun because it's free to spectate.
Yep.
So it's a blast. And like stateside teams. So my stateside team personally, we had 65 skaters.
Wow, man, that's a lot of people.
It is.
So is it a bit like I'm talking more about the sport itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is it a bit like in rugby, right? Like American football, you need to be big, right? Basketball, you need to be tall. But like if you watch rugby, like people, it's the kind of sport that like people of all different sizes can kind of find a way to perform.
That's exactly how roller derby is. And that's one of the things that we say is any body is a roller derby body.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like someone who's tiny can maybe like sneak through better.
Yeah, I'm 4'10", and
You're 4'10". Wow.
and I make it through, and
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a plus 10 years, so.
Wow.
And we
Cool.
were just at a clinic that was being taught by a guy who's like 6'1" or 6'2".
Optimus
Wow.
Prime.
Yeah.
Optimus Grime. I love it.
Yeah.
That sounds like if the Transformers had a black metal band.
Right?
So if someone wanted to get involved and like join up, would they just come to a practice or something
Yep.
and then
Yes.
be
They
like,
show up.
I think I want to do this?
Yes. So, and we have loaner gear and all that fun stuff. So they just show up and have fun.
Is knowing how to roller skate a prerequisite?
Nope.
Okay. That was a
Hard no.
That was a resounding nope right there. Okay.
When I started, I hadn't been on roller skates for 15 or 20 years.
Wow.
I had only skated
Yeah.
as a child, and she saw me at the Wheels Around Ikego event, and I was just skating with my kids, kind of suffering. One of our other teammates, she flew past me and she hollers, "Bend your knees!" Smack. Yeah. And so after that, she caught up with me and was like, "Hey, you skate?" And I was like, "Not really." And she was like, "Come to practice anyway." And I was like, sure.
So you're a good recruiter.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
I am the one that's skating in the T-Rex costume in front of the commissary.
Oh, that's you.
That's me.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
yep. So a little bit of costume commiseration. If you've ever seen Yokopan, the mascot, I am often inside that
that's so
costume.
awesome.
I've never said that on the podcast before, but we're letting the cat out of the bag a little bit. It's not always me. Sometimes the costume is ours, but sometimes MWR uses a costume. And
Yeah, so
exactly.
I worked at Sonic for 3 months, and I was a chili cheese coney. I mean, I did it for the skates.
That's a story to tell your kids.
Yeah, I was really broke, and I couldn't afford skates, and I was like, oh, man, if I work at Sonic, I'll get skates. And I was a chili cheese coney.
So, that's fantastic.
We can definitely commiserate about the stinky, sweaty thing too.
Yeah.
Our pads and our
Oh,
So
gear.
that's
Lord.
what we always say when you join Derby. You're going to smell a new smell that you've never smelled before.
Yeah, well, I mean, if for any of the ladies who've been underway or guys who've been underway, we smell those smells. 40 people in a room together is pretty disgusting, man.
Yeah. Derby gear can get pretty rank.
Yeah, like hockey gear.
Yeah,
Oh,
very
exactly.
similar.
Like hockey
Exactly.
gear, gross. So, basically, if someone doesn't know how to skate, you guys will teach them
Yeah,
how to
teach
skate.
'em.
we literally take you from a baby giraffe on skates to a full-on Derby player.
So that's cool. I mean, even if Derby maybe sounds intimidating, if you wanted to learn how to roller skate, it might just be a good opportunity to
Yes.
come learn how to roller skate.
Yes, and we actually have quite a few people like that are with us right now that they just come to roller skate, but not to scrimmage.
Got it. So that's good to know too.
Yeah.
What about for your practices and your scrimmages? Is it kids friendly if people want to bring their kids along?
It has to be kid friendly because a lot of us are by ourselves.
She's our coach.
Yeah,
and
I'm the head coach.
Right on.
She has to bring her kids if we want to coach.
Yeah.
So
All right, so kid friendly. That's good for everybody to know too. If you want to
Yeah.
go to roller derby,
there
kids
is
can
not
come along.
child care
Yeah, there's no
provided,
childcare,
but
yeah.
but the kids are welcome.
There's kids there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
kids
yeah.
are there.
You
Her
know,
kids are there.
and then once a month we try to hold an open skate night where the kids can come and skate.
Oh, that's super
and it's
fun.
It's a blast. It's a blast.
So where do you guys practice? If somebody wanted to, right? They can see on
the
Facebook.
loaded question of the evening. So it's in flux right now. We had been doing most of our practices at the Bubble Gym on Ikego, but the
yes.
Bubble Gym is going to be torn down to make a fabulous new teen center and youth center. So
Yes.
it's very exciting in that regard. But we have been in the process of finding a new place to hold our practices.
Gotcha.
So right now, the best way to follow that is to just send us a message. I do the social media
Okay.
for the
The
Sushis.
Facebook page.
Yeah, the
Yep.
Facebook
The
page.
always.
Send me a message, and because we have two different. We've got the team page, which is where we post most of the actual practices.
Yeah, but the public page.
Yeah, the public page.
They could send you a message.
They can
on
send
the
me a
public
message on the
page.
public
Yeah.
page, and I can get them hooked up with the practice schedule and locations. We have, we do some off skates right now, sometimes at Fleet Rec. We do the hockey rink out in front of Purdy. We are in the works to maybe use the basketball court at Ikego Elementary.
Okay.
There's a parking garage in Ikego that we sometimes skate on. So
Hey, why
we've
not?
got lots of different options. And yeah, the Facebook page is how we communicate
Cool.
where the practices are going to be.
Awesome. Yeah. So you're a little in flux right now, but people can find out information that way.
For sure. And we're still doing it just because the things aren't set in stone right now. We're making it work. We love derby.
That's
So
literally what I
work.
said.
Yeah.
I was like, you can take the gym for me, but you will not keep me from skating.
yeah. I mean, it'll be nice to have a new space too, because I mean, nothing against the Bubble Gym. The Bubble Gym was great, and it was a really nice place to practice. But it's not.
It's a greenhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it gets
I'm
so
sure.
hot in the
I'm
summer
sure.
and so cold in the winter. And there's like a month in the summer where we can't even practice in that gym anyway. We have to do it outside because we'll faint.
By the way, I love the shirt and the logo. I keep
Thank
looking
you.
at it. It's really dope.
Thank you.
Where could someone get a shirt if they wanted a shirt? Do you guys sell them?
Actually, we just purchased a bunch of T-shirts, so we will be selling them at scrimmages.
There you go.
And hopefully soon we can get into like the events that happen here, and we'll have a booth. But if anyone is ever interested, they just Facebook page.
Yeah. I monitor our Facebook messages relatively obsessively. So
Cool. All of this sounds like a lot of fun. I'm very glad to know about it because like you always hear about roller derby and people doing roller derby, and now I've had it explained what it is, and it sounds fun, and I want to come watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once a month there's a scrimmage, and it's open, and there's always merch tables and everything. So
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I do like cool T-shirts and stuff. So, but yeah, I would love to come watch. And yeah, for anybody listening, if you want to come watch and you watch one of their scrimmages or games, you can check out their Facebook page, which is Sushi Rollers on
Yokosuka.
Facebook. Yokosuka Sushi Rollers.
Plus, we have cool stickers. I wanted to give you my sticker.
I was just going to say you should have brought him a sticker. I'm so glad you did.
Oh,
Don't use that.
Sorry.
hold on. I will. I'll see if I can find you guys a Yokopan sticker.
I brought you. Those
Oh my God! I'm so excited.
Those are my personal stickers. Yeah, it's really cool. So like, yeah, we have lots of like skaters, but it's cool to like learn people's jobs outside of roller derby.
Yeah.
So like, for me, I'm in IT.
Oh.
So and I do a lot of that stuff.
Were
like
you
the-
active duty before?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So you're just a regular internet technology
Regular
person.
schmegular.
Regular schmegular.
Yeah.
No, cool, man.
Yeah.
It's a good skill to have, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what do you do in regular?
So I'm a stay-at-home mom
Yeah,
for
that's
the
great.
most part.
Yeah.
Before that, I worked at a tanning salon.
All right. Yeah, I think that's about it. Is there anything else you guys wanna add in or?
I mean, we are just like really inclusive. So
This is a safe space.
yeah,
Safe
Yeah.
space.
and it's a really great group of people that we skate with. It's a fun time. When she recruited me, I was like, I am not athletic. I am the least aggressive person you will ever meet. I'm not competitive in the slightest. I don't think roller derby is for me. And now that I've been through it, I've been skating not even a whole year. I haven't even been doing this a whole year yet. Coming up, but not quite. And it's my whole personality now. Like, I love it. I love it. I fell in love. And it's because of the people we skate with and the vibe of the way that I mean, I guess I have no experience in the States with it, but I just feel like particularly the groups that we skate with here, the Killer Katanas and the Fuji Flatliners and the Tokyo teams, and now Okinawa that we just met, like
They're amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just such an amazing group of people, and it's
I think just to like piggyback off of you, one of the really things that I find important is like when you are in the States, you kind of always have that clutch. Like you were comfortable here, you know everything here, and then coming over here overseas, you're just kind of like, so it's a cool like safe space where you can be around the misfits, you know?
Yep.
And that's what I love about it so much is when you feel like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do here, go to roller derby.
Yeah.
and it can be really intimidating as an adult to start a new skill. You know, you go into something and you're
Making
like,
friends.
making friends,
yeah.
trying a new thing that you haven't done before. but just the encouragement from, I mean, we've got 3 great coaches right now that really put in a lot of effort into making sure that we're safe and improving our skills, and just the camaraderie of the team. Like when we do our little drills and stuff, everyone is just so positive. Like, even we know we don't do it perfect, we're not perfect, but they just give us so much encouragement, and yeah, it's great.
It sounds awesome. You sound like you really do love it.
Yeah,
my coach heart is so happy.
Yeah, your heart grew 2 sizes bigger.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's the friends that turn into family, and it's just such a positive force, and that's so important out here too. You're away from your families.
Yep.
Like, mental health is such a struggle,
Sure.
and so having like a physical activity that you can do with your friends, and to have those like good vibes coming back at you while you're doing it, and like learning a new thing. It's so gratifying too when you're like, you've been trying to work on this skill, and then you finally get it, and you're like, I'm awesome, and your team's like, yeah, you're awesome. And so it's just really nice when you're trying to learn a new skill, and you've been working on it, and you finally get it, and it's just so gratifying within yourself to be like, I tried and I did it.
So our sport, if I feel like, is the only sport that will celebrate you falling, celebrate your falls. Like, when you fall and you fall correctly, everyone's like, woohoo, yeah,
you did it,
good job.
You fell without hurting yourself.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Derby is definitely worldwide. The people who were running the clinic, they were from Scotland.
Wow.
So I know skaters that have since gone to like Australia and New Zealand. Haru's in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
They're still skating. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like I don't know, it makes me happy. It just sounds like a cool, fun, inclusive, good group of people to hang out and beat each other up.
Yeah. And still be friends at the end of it.
Be friends at the end of it.
Yeah, no one gets mad that you got hit.
Yeah. I mean, that's akin to like martial arts. Like, if you go do judo, I did boxing when I was younger, in high school. Like, you spar and afterwards you hug. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's a safe space to get your aggression out without actually
100%.
hurting other people, and like in a way that everybody's consenting. This is what we're here for,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do they train us to hit safely and to absorb the hit safely, and all of that practice that goes into that makes it okay to hit your friends.
Yeah. Well, all right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening. Again, I want to say thanks to the 2 members of the Sushi Rollers who came by. And like we said before, if you're interested in either watching or participating, you can find them on Facebook, the Yokosuka Sushi Rollers. And thanks again, ladies.
Thank you so much.
All right, hope we see you soon.
Definitely.
Bye-bye. The Giant Voice Podcast is a production of Commander Fleet Activities Yokosuka Public Affairs Office. The views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the policy of the Department of the Navy or Department of Defense. Thanks for listening.